Yakotobie. Na ensensem ababeto abonten according to the Attorney General no says sikedie bi ekoso a the then Finance Minister Deputy Finance Minister Akuffo Addo ebo modin a ja wo wi a wo man Ghana sika according to the prosecutor we Attorney General no nenum asem 2.37 million euros bi a umsusu say the Deputy Finance Minister Akuffo Addo entimi anhwɛ so yi a agya akɔ di ne botomu ɛno na wɔn hwɛ so sɛ agya wɔn mmɔden na wɔn de mmara no sɛnea sɛ ɛfata no wɔn de ama agya de afa na kwan mu na sɛ sebio ɛkɔ awie a na sɛ so ɔman Ghana ɛtwe Deputy Minister for then Mahama aban no yɛtwe naso a yɛatwe naso na papa yi a yɛte ne ni jakpa no Yoni Kolendi lawyer Yoni Kolendi ono ninuya na woni Attorney General Edin komo Ivan ye besi a chill by force yensu yempene ma wonche yen chire mu ma ye your take on this matter.
Yeah, I think so over Ghana there the media landscape in few days in started last week there a take center stage in all media discussion. And ekopie ya bra court tena se asɛmdie ne sada wusi kan na ekoso enti na papa ya wo kana se me give you testimony in court a o gina na so a okasa enti in the course of nsɛm na wo kana na ohwa Attorney General ebowura mu na oka say no asɛm na oka no oka a defend ato force mom instead of say obeka no cry wom. And this asam no can now share a share of buffo. I shall see those revelations are abeto granina and ne abaye the main scandal at Okrum. But the decay my menka say, you see, there be a mechanism accountability. I idea about one, me I I've been projecting say your politics, leadership, governance, and say, be we need to make it clear, crystal clear for the offense duty bearers. Say in the fact say amount to me say brabetina akomia so and I did to me asha wonsano doesn't mean say you can take advantage of the situation and answer of the people. Now why they all pet now for ready thinking say in the future there will be no consequences. That particular thing no cannot be tolerated and as entertained. So it is at the back of that conviction me wono and I make say it is always right. Say obiya dear na ye free say adia nko ya your home kwan say edini gina mara kwan no na ye ma na kwanya ma ne chirechirechirem na sa asem na oka no and pass mu a then the court the sole discretionary power to decide whether nipa no di for na odibem and the consequences thereafter nipa no deserve no ye de bema no. And that is your criminal, your judicial system. No, that is how it's supposed to be. So, Samra case we are no. Now, I thought say, Sanet, but a could point, baby. Now, the chief prosecutor, I the Attorney General, because say state never prosecute Obia in a criminal matter. You know, sir, it is the Attorney General and the head of that prosecution team. Or no, and a lawyers and as for so you was state attorney prosecutor there a lot of them so you know those people Attorney General and I say and there are certain things rules of engagement that I think say wound to me and go buso but a better point by being the whole Attorney General a phone a witness and an accused person in an ongoing case our no one name says sabi it's yamra we don't need to do those things. Now, of course, and then I have other particular conversation. I think that I know I generated this whole thing. I'm a 7 no, I take it a 10 because it is improper. Because I will hear your friends saying lawyers in the crown or more code of conduct actors winner. It won't clearly. I actually say, so we a lawyer in an ongoing case. You do not have to engage the witness or other person. I brand a lawyer anyhow, and as I wouldn't be here. The only time you can meet is in front of the judge now, or but beyond that, you know, only partner can have a conversation, but not on the subject. More no. And Attorney General knows this better than me know. So for him to go ahead and do the things that he did, tape, I think that is quite unfortunate, and then I created this particular scandal. And baby, as I interested me the most, I may a bit surprised. Attorney General, I see letters of credit and how these businesses are done. No, he appeared a bit confused. Or try seeking clarity from the accused person, meaning from the import of the tape. No, that is what the kind of impression I said in some no, I can't bomb baby on Sadan Tia. And the guy was seeking to clear his mind on what LC, when LCs are issued, the kind of payment and then as a form. But for this sake, say you can't LCs and as a form. Say government or procure services. Normally, government ain't direct. So we engage it firm. And I said, so I bid, then I said for a company, you submit now, and I said for what you be so with me, then you sign a contract. So contract specify say terms of payment will be through letters of credit. So that must be stated in the contract. So a bamu we are then unipana o dia jumano. Yebe nipana dia jumano mano ebe raise that letter of credit in amount. Bank na be issue, anti government on the bank ebe issue LC a favor
a bank guarantee.
Then would no so no? Yes. Would no? So you have your advising bank. So bank and a daily. And in
this case,
conditions I would.
And in this case, so a year letter of credit, a bank guaranteeing from the buyer's payment to the seller.
Yes. Because you see very often among project government, we are payment. So the letters of credit, any payment, but it is an assurance. I trust that the money will be paid.
Or guarantee set payment.
Yes. Because nipa na okwaya adwuma no ode ne bottom sika and akwaya adwuma no nyina owia ansa na yatua ne ka. And they need that letters of credit. Ode be course abosia na okwakobo a orokwa ka say government of Ghana ama me this letter of credit. Say me ye adwuma no wi a obetua me ka. Enti bank betumi ma me sika ma me de aye letters of credit na ni say me supply we pay omo de me sika be ma me. Enti whatever bank bi abeko bia no will give you that money to supply. Because you have the LCs. Actually, say LCs no we so it has to be verified. Actually, say adwuma na ye ka say no ye. And now all conditions precedent. Conditions as a meet and sana what me activate letters of credit, You need to ensure say invoices, procurement near as a water ni nyina adibia ye okay. We are o issue o bank o issue o advising bank what the sa documents nyina be kwa koma no amana verify who say niema na wo to ye ne niema no nyina no meet the conditions are state or LC num na say owie no who say adibia ye okay, then your bank will forward the LC back to the bank na o issue ye ne say ya go through a verify e bibia wie nipa no wadwuma na so ye no wa ya wie. Then the other bank also verify. Not what transfer will sika, not a comma bank, not bank and a credit to account. That is how they do it.
And it's a usha.
So in the case, okay.
And it's a usha a year particular case here. So usha a year particular communication between the AG and the third accused a year Jakpaya. Jakpano person what chirimu say letter of credit, ninchire mu ni entito bo ase na menchire mu se wonte ase a na attorney general no so person say whatever the case may be, once a letter of credit is issued, say a payment has been made. And one also person say no, say letter of a year of credit a credit, a letter of credit is a issuer and no say a one letter of credit issue and no say a one pempem yeah, you've been paid. Into a one no akwa say sebio twema mentwe bi do you think say the attorney general was trying to coerce the third accused Jakpa to say sebio there was a wrongdoing umbetimi abo eye the former deputy minister of finance Akuffo Addo no machinatu.
Yes, I think sanity because I would say some na or kana. I think that of conviction and the ultimate trophy. What me achieve wa. Yeah, but who's a Ghana had there a bang way by me the way atom me the way atom. And I think that particular conviction or LED no I'm gonna do those things because to a point I would be catching it obi a on yare. Say on fake say or yare. Now on the medical report and family court. Who is that deceiving a court of competent jurisdiction itself is a crime. And the guy admitted. Say it was the AG that was ushering him. Say on kase or yare na on kwaje your friend saying at a letter say or yare na on fan come court no. Again, the testimony no on can say on some say be confirm case no mo court no. This is witness tampering. And I think so can your evidence act and as a for no man. Totally against the principles of whatever the evidence that bet me this will court for whatever case.
Rainbow Radio live 92.4 FM and DAB.
Yeah, Woody. And in some na all cannot there any no correct, but he's saying say a doctor too. And to what portion is doctored no obi anyan kan. And the mere fact is there has been a conversation alone about trial no coso na matter no related to Assemna ewa court na nkasa in itself no ethical constitute an ethical breach enam ishaya court there to horse assemble court no na for no. So in this particular matter there the Attorney General cannot run away from any of these things, but adeba kwa ayene say is seeking to take away credibility from our judicial system. And it's the reason why I subscribe to those calling on the president, to immediately, an appointment, on revoke pending investigation. Because some of these positions, are very sensitive. Very, very, very sensitive. So, Sagana Nina impression, whether I know crap, not say any no crap, but that is what is on the scoreboard today. Man for the Attorney General voice on a tape. All Kasa trying to coerce, trying to influence. As a witness now no on your lawyer no to make us no say me yes sir it is against my consent me yes sir the okasa me nyedie or no anya that moral conviction to your friends and tell the Attorney General said the okasa yenye no it is not right, it is not appropriate, I can't do that. But yet the guy was insisting say no come on let's do it. Oh yeah, to the point he said some na okano e koduru ba bia wutimu say Japan etiase na okan said the Attorney General no AC Canada. So when him say Japan so jina court. I also face a trial. Good. And this otiase na say otimi ye na case okan said the onu si pen na say convicted ato AC na. Oh no obese I will pass you a messy card. What I say so it's more or less like whether you so
and yes snitch mame na say bi o be jao.
I think that such conduct is highly responsible and so reckless. And I may not because Godfred Odame catcher said more or less he's behaving like a dog on a leash, dancing to the tune of his grandmasters because of so who was conducting in recent times. You see, or no be or behave me who ne predecessor like my man on friend saying
Akuffo, yeah.
Yes. So we had a conduct in demeanor, not kind of fast or conducting hona. She was more of a lawyer or a juma for the people. But that's why I don't know. Because I call that now Mubisano, baby an allegiance, a falling no, or an allegiance is to the president, which to me was totally wrong. Because as an Attorney General, your allegiance isn't to the president. It is to the people of this country. It is to the constitution and to the people of this country. You are not there to defend just the president. You are the people's AG. You are the people's attorney. And the people now are very more important than the president. So if you are saying that your allegiance is to the president, it means that you do everything as a destined to protect the president, but not to protect the people. And it's the reason why he will go to the extent of engaging in some of these things. And Dr. Ren, you see, I think that a lesson going forward, you see, when you put people who are overly partisan in sensitive positions like this, when they get in, they can't control themselves because already, when Godfred Odame, say he's an overly partisan person. I will be a people very close to him, the kind of person, such a person, neutrality, that kind of independence, and kind of more blueprint, because he thinks as a party person, he must do this thing. I am an opponent in one dream. Not so he will never be a fair-minded person because as somebody can, it could be said. I thought forcing D4. It could be said or D4 and the oil wrong. But the conduct of Papa we are conducting a hunting. Whenever the conviction be a basset with D4 pet, then because of the SC, people will not accept it. My name is Asima Makens out as here.
Matiap Asepa, and as a made 12 years. Wosha time asemi bae no ono eye Japano ene eye atofos no ana yeche wo mo ana atofos no ono tumitua eye ne bill eye sika no ana ono wo
condition
condition no ana we went me enti we no eja okotwirim kakra enti no utimu se eno no kra na sa pain ni woni mu a wo pese express kire eye the attorney general say sebio de odi ye me no na kwan hu hia se mo de beye me and it is a open some means to make Jitum say, Eja say Nanipa Crewe, ya, not just said, maybe a dear me, I am then, and no upper some dear Miniano so, and also means of my dream, intimia de Embemusa, Yenti a year from a year 9th minute war aircon, now to the 10th minute, where 1-2 minutes be, where a year Godfred Adame.
To go about my answering question sentence. If I go by that way, frankly speaking, I'll be dishonest because I know that is not how it's supposed to be, and I'll be dishonest, in such a way that I'll be assisting for someone I know is completely innocent about this. For example, to force him to be jailed because I knew something was wrong, was not the way, and I decided to keep quiet and to answer the question in a way that will make your case better for you to jail him. I'll be battling with my conscience. That is the problem I'm having. Anytime you bring up this issue with Yoni Kulende, when I went to Yoni Kulende's place, anytime you bring this issue, that is my problem I'm having. Because me, for example, I am in this case because I'm innocent and I'm going through ordeal. So I'm looking at another person also going to go through ordeal and through me because I know the truth and I decide not to say it because I want to help the AG make his case. And I ask myself, what is my interest in it?
I'm not asking you to really help me. I'm just going by it. But anyway, so that's fine. So this one was even just by the way.
I hope you get my difficulty.
It's on the phone. I don't even know that.
Oh no. Don't worry about that one. My issue I'm talking about.
Eti hanutia, the Attorney General no kase I don't even know whether you are recording. Eti hafe no what coming to the senses. He say, "Hey, makasa achew." Over 10 minutes ni ebi kra and some ayeke kra no nipa no be record, but how can an Attorney General think say when you will be dim komo a nipa person will prosecute no o me achi ni tum and record the one semo a oni ni bedi. I mean, how can you be just such a childish Attorney General?
Exactly. When you wear such childish and infantile orientation and you are on a vindictive mission, you lose your senses. Because me, I'm hey, if I'm having a sensitive conversation with somebody, I will not even do it on the phone because the phone is not safe. So for Attorney General to go to the extent of discussing such criminal matters with your friend is saying obia or witness, now saying accused person, one person was saying prosecutor on the phone without realizing the possibility of that particular person recording or a third party tapping into the call. Right now, we're normal, so easy to tap into some of the calls and record conversations. Third party could may have access to because the telecoms, their lines are not even secured. So you need to be criminally minded. What lose guard of your senses to go to the extent of doing that. And as I'm not making, I would say, the guy was telling him that I know this person is innocent, and I cannot fabricate or seek to implicate him. Abra nema onyanye and the oil of Supreme Court judge ding, which means in the presence of a Supreme Court judge. Yes, in the presence of a Supreme Court judge, whether he was the one who was brokering the deal, say on Tiasie, na on Kangu Wesuno Munjelino. And these are people who are part of a present judicial system. And they'll be all things and say way to the stand said. A certain Supreme Court judge can be brought into a matters of this caliber, aye criminal, aye seeking to implicate other people. Na obia can and want to take ya mabontia and ka Supreme Court judge in their channel, age in Kamwasem and a branches in Kamwasema. So you can imagine behind the scenes in the past, the number of cases are individuals of Marco Courtois, used to this same strategy. And Dr. Ren, the idea back when some was a super liberty and freedom. Sure. And when you are taking those things away from people, you must make sure that indeed they are all cast on one year. But this is Attorney General are also a total disrespect and total disregard for law order and thinking say this is politics. And you know, Maminjeli no, because the when say case against the person is so strong enough, say you don't need to temper a witness. You don't need to convince people to the extent of conveying a meeting in the house of a sitting present attorney, a Supreme Court judge, in an attempt to woo the person into doing things that it doesn't make sense. And I feel so ashamed having that guy still walking around as AG.
Now, only said the air crowd when they say, as a whole attorney general, they invite to say we a prosecutor in a case. Now you invite us a brand new combo as a whole attorney general. Now we call instead of you to even turn down the invitation. How can you even do this as attorney general? Say, this is a case. Me na me dia sem na court say you prosecute. Then go for fetch. They say ye besi go hunu wo ye ashimesi judge we fee. Nti bomodi anabra. Now so say you me ba. Not even saying it's okay, I can't come. My man sending me bina send people what some can with TB no be me. Now a whole attorney general. And we have such a person as the attorney general of Ghana. Then it means to say the whole judiciary.
You shouldn't be surprised. Dr. Ren, who no be they know who's a new answer. You can easily manipulate him. Because I think that Jack Pano at some point realized that the guy ain't new answer. Because for him to stand on the phone with an accused person for 10-20 minutes, talking boom, 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 on the phone, it's a clear demonstration that the guy is not wise. I don't know, sir. What's it? As I'm American, say, this is a sensitive matter.
He knew, sir. He knew, sir, the guy is not knowledgeable. The attorney general is not knowledgeable in depth with this particular case. And when he realized, then the guy was like, okay, then I'm also going to make sure, say, maybe you see me business knowledge, to get him to a certain particular line. I mean, me here.
And win him, Sanka Godfred Odame is smarter. And I make say, we see, Nyansa, and who here? The way and manner the guy was talking, you could clearly see that he was recording. Because so we take conversation now, all he was building his case by putting in certain moral, your friend saying details.
Yes, yes, so no name and into no build the chronology of the case now, no build it from one point to the other point. Could even be say be a lawyer cramping a coach and say, Ushiana Busebisan way.
Yes, because by the point that Osha say, if I do this, it is against my conviction. For me, I cannot implicate. You should be smart enough to know that at that point, the guy is recording you to build the case for himself. But Akwa we call so he can't say no boom, 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 boom. So he's not smart, and that is why he's on this tangent. You see, being Attorney General over the years, my catcher said it's a very sensitive position, and it is time you better disengage from the Ministry of Justice. Your Attorney General now, young fanning sin chain, the Ministry of Justice, and young fanning separated these two entities. Then the Attorney General will be responsible for prosecution, and as for now, Minister of Justice, and only a banyachi, now be or Becobiano, on an uncle. So Yantimian separated these two entities. Now you can boom, not always, President and the Obia or you're close to him, never better as our position. So trust me, say ya, because Akuffo in case. Whichever way you look at it, the case is dead. Won't be found baby. considering what is happening, judge na oti assembly na ya pass man, because if the very moment you convict him, this particular matter will come. It could be genuine conviction, but the very moment you convict him, because of what has happened behind the scenes, that conviction will be seen as something that's politically procured, and people will not accept it. So he has killed the matter. That's why he should resign.
And would you also support to a year the NDC is on uncle?
Oh, for me, the position became untenable the very moment he picked the telephone call to do that particular thing. Because you see, you could have a good case, go to court, argue, don't attempt to your friend say
to Leo and coerce
impress on a witness.
Yes.
Yes. Ebasa, you see, you are seeking to create impressions there or case in a week. You can't prove without the help of a witness who is a party to what the ongoing prosecution. You don't do that. And the legal profession now said those standard practice value system then as for is against it. And when you do that, you impugn the entire judicial system. That is why his continuous stay, to me, a bit dented the credibility, because already the judicial credibility is a bit dented. So he need to go. For that one, there is no argument about that, because the wire is highly untenable.
We say normally about 7 p.m. at 6 p.m. in Ghana. Akuffo Addo news at 6 or 7 p.m. here at UK. Napos. One franchise here to me. Uncle na. Ya production team am 15 minutes. Ya the bear wrap up. Now just say, what about the MPP? Omo case. Omo argue say. I mean, there is no. Case. Say best sake. The Attorney General. He's doing his job. He's Utina Nabia. Or say this Attorney General is the best Attorney General Ghana has ever had?
Oh, I think that one there is understandable, because MPP is a political party. What give birth to Abaya or Tisui. And you will not expect the MPP to do a press conference in Kasi and Sake the Godfred Odame. That is never going to happen. And any dent on Godfred Odame, a dent to the Akuffo Addo's government, and a dent to the MPP as a political party. So I think there is an image, face-saving approach that has been adopted to mitigate the downfall or the impact of whatever that has happened. And I think that politically, it is savvy. It is politically wise for the MPP to do that particular to a certain extent, a repair damage, because the very moment Godfred Odame goes down, the government goes down, the party goes down. And as a political party, they have a lot to lose, so far as such a situation is concerned. So they will do everything to push back in order to ensure that at least to a certain extent the public will buy. And you see, Ghana has never quite say issue ban NDC MPP because NDC is pushing the borders. Say MPP for international young country, then I say assembly also. So when the MPP also rise to push the other side, then a political football, and then in the media, people are not only talking about the press conference NDC. When you spend 10 minutes on the press conference that the NDC did, you are required to do another 10 minutes for the press conference the MPP did. Another day, it becomes a banter. Then NDC person will be there, MPP person will be there. What
is with the people are with the public opinion? So say NDC him say a year evidence be no say a year Attorney General no on the right person be na some say ye free wa. And then a woman for my assembly court, Mumna about the public opinion, court of public opinion. Videos upon videos. Is it not interfering with the case? Court is it not a contempt against a year? Your friend is a assembly because when you says assembly court na se be mbua for year in Musa. Until a year the general a year the chairman of the NDC no. Sansimuya winning. I don't one boab in tofa. Na one frank a year court say court yaba court because of ABC the other evidence BHS Attorney General no why here one or two things as you say and some year course no a be a court in training sign.
Yeah, Dr. Ran, I think that the NDC is a political party, and situations like this, a political party will attempt to cash out. So one yes, I cried that meaning the kind of political party away. So situation like this, you obviously expect a political party say or be blown off proportion in an attempt to cash political capital because it's a public interest case.
Say we are not helping the case because assembly yendin wie intin wo musu nim better no na wo mo ba bontin is not going to go against the Supreme Court say assembly court yen kotena bontin empape mu ni honsem, especially when you know you have something against the person involved, which is the prosecutor with him the assembly court. Is it a case of
yes,
is it a case of say you name law, but then we are not going to go with the law, but then we'll go with a friend is saying our political inclinations.
And I make us say issues like this, it will be very difficult. So we need the political fallout. Because political party will always seek to take advantage. And you see, the options are still available. For instance, they have the opportunity, say about report to case, to your friends, say Ghana Legal Council.
That's a legal council.
And that is the thing. So you see, so that particular thing, that option, trust is taken out of it. Probably our report or Nipanana, Adano, Bao, whichever. And now the next line say, okay, Godfred Odame, I are there, criminal. And this as a political party, we are pushing, say, young prosecutor, find a co-prosecutor.
The judges here or say a judicial scandal now be.
Yeah, judge, Nipa no prosecutor no, I the attorney general because judge no to just obey the same number. And the person that will bring the case is the attorney general. And you think the attorney general will prepare a case against himself and send himself to court? That is not going to happen. So I think that if you look at where we are, it's a political season. Situation like this, political party and they obviously cast on some of these things. So the political fallout in event like this, that was expected. But I think that court case because instead of judges, or some more politics, make sure you don't drag us into what is happening. And I think that the judiciary, people know the boundaries. So obi NDC press conference, so court not national who said never be contravening the rules of the court. You can be cited for contempt, and I think the court have that option. But for the political fallout in a matter like this, I'm not sure that we would expect tape winning as for now we are political party. Obviously, and the SCA can understand say wherever the tape came from, that person shouldn't have leaked the tape. Because the very moment the tape comes out, a generative public conversation, and at that point, it goes beyond the court. A issue of public events and public interest, and whichever stakeholder within this public space, and where you could have civil society organization doing press conference, when a lot of civil society organization issuing press statements and so forth, calling on the AG to resign. A lot of people. So if you know, and public in Kwandia, obviously. You have people talking about it, and I think
frankly, could you say he should get out? He should get out.
Yeah. Oh, Dr. Ryan, me say, I say we want me to me. Yamfa politics in Tunchain, Yamfa MDC, MPP, whatever in Tunchain. Godfred Odame cannot do this and still be there as AG. You can't, because you see the way it take away trust, and then it is a law lecturer was even arguing say. The possibility of some people now you put you or more our jail, he went through the same tangent, it's high. So what if those people come back and say, no, you go back to my case in your investigation? You can deny them. You understand? So it is the Pandora's box and a open a true debt, massive debt on the credibility of our judicial system. I think that is so terrible. And he should resign. As a matter of fact, he should resign and go home.
I have an answer. I'm one more call. My answer phone lines. Let me me pick 1 or 2 calls. Be 0208 133 4646 and now 0208 13.